1 Corinthians 3:5. What then is Apollos? What is Paul? Servants through whom you believed, as the Lord assigned to each. I planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the growth. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only God who gives the growth. You see, Apollos and Paul had different roles when it came to reaching somebody. Paul planted the church in Corinth, but Apollos came along and he watered it, he strengthened it. And the role isn't that important. What matters is that each person used their gifts to honor God. As it says, as the Lord assigned to them. God has given each of us different roles, and you have to help contribute. I don't think some of you realize how critical your role is. You think, Pastor, your role is pretty important because you're up there teaching, and maybe if you can sing, that's important, but, I'm not really that important to the body. I want you to think about a typical Sunday morning. What does it take for someone to come from outside these walls and meet with God when they don't know God? Imagine this. Someone in our church finally has worked up the courage to invite somebody to church. They don't go to church. They have some suspicions about church. So they agree and they come and they park in the parking lot here. And they don't really know where to go in because church buildings are confusing, right? They just are. I'll tell you why church buildings are confusing. Because we build as we have money, and so then it becomes like this maze, as this is jammed together. But hey, such is life. So they're a little confused. They see some people gathered on the porch, and so they think, well, maybe this is the way to go in. But as they go to walk in, none of them smile at them. None of them greet them. They kind of walk into the lobby, and they see just different groups of friends and family talking to each other, but nobody reaches out to them. They don't know where the sanctuary is. They don't know where the bathroom is. They don't know what's going to happen during the service. And by the time they actually they see coffee, can I even have this coffee? Can I not have this coffee? And by the time they even sit in their pew, before they even hear a word from the Bible, they have a million doubts about whether this is the place that they should belong. A role, even as small as smiling at somebody when they walk in the front door, contributes to God's plan in saving them. There's a story about Mahatma Gandhi. When he was a young man, he went to law school in London. And he decided he would try out church, but he was dressed in his traditional Indian garb. And as he was going to enter the church, the usher stopped him at the door and said, "You're not allowed to come here dressed like that." How different might history in his life had been if that interaction went differently. Your role matters, no matter how small or insignificant you may think it is. 1 Corinthians warns us, do not despise roles that seem less significant to you.